What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a video on Riot here real quick. Little update video. So, one of the things that we were talking about was the possibility of this being a left shoulder, this being a head, this being a right shoulder, right? So, personally, I don't think it's the best looking best looking head and shoulders pattern. And if it was, I guess this would be the neckline of some sort here, right? Maybe. But I'm not really convinced that that's what's going on here. So let's just zoom in. And this is on the 45-minute. Let me look here. So we did talk about how this area up here, this 56 area, was very, very hard for the price action to hold as support. And, we hit this a couple times here. We double topped up here, created a little bit of exaggerated bearish divergence where the price action on the RSI is straight across and price action on the chart, we came up higher on the right. We also built this rising wedge as well. And, we ended up looking like we were going to potentially buy back up, but these moving averages were squeezing us down, which caused us to break down. So my targeted breakdown was 49.03. Now, of course, with Bitcoin dumping as well, it really doesn't help the price of Riot. And it's just kind of how it goes with stocks that have to do with crypto, right? Is they get hit twice as hard, but they also can move twice as much with the price action of Bitcoin going the opposite direction as far as when Bitcoin's breaking out. Riot likes to run really, really hard. But when Bitcoin's dropping, Riot likes to dump really, really hard here. So, obviously Bitcoin's in a pretty tough area right now. So you can see that we have this bigger pattern here. And we've had multiple touches down on this lower trend line here. We've had multiple touches and on the opposite side of it too, right? This was flipped into support, then flipped into resistance, then flipped into support, then flipped into support, and this upper line has been resistance. Resistance here, drop, support, resistance here, drop, support. Now we're getting some resistance obviously around this 56 area, and this is the larger pattern that I'm personally watching here. Now I've had all my support boxes here, and we're pretty much just falling through every single support area here, right? We pretty much created like a little bear flag, break down from that, rising wedge rather, break down from that, support here, break down from that. So to be honest with you, I could possibly move this box. I do like where it is, so I could draw a trend line here, and we can draw a trend line right from this price action here as well. And the reason for that is, well, even though we've had a hard time holding this area as support as well, we sometimes seem to bounce. Well, we did bounce once here. Did we bounce over in this area here at all? So this most likely has something to do with this small resistance here that we've gotten at 47.59 here, right? That was one wick there. A price action at 47.20. We got rejected from here. 46.95. Yeah, it's all over the place. So I don't really know, but potentially you could put a box there. But, we got rejected hard again here. So this is a very, very crucial level here. And you can see what happens when you break through it. You just have so much momentum. And then you try to hold it. And that being said, the trend looks obviously short-term bearish with all these moving averages crossing right here. That's going to push us down here. And we just failed to get and hold 48.70 here. So, we're getting rejected once again below here with this flat top here. We're getting rejected again. The selling volume isn't very big here, which is, a better thing here. But with the earnings and everything, yeah, it killed earnings, but it also said something about a share offering and a pretty large amount of share. I'm not too sure on what share offerings actually mean, so if anyone wants to tell me in the comment section, explain that to me, I'd love to know. I could research it myself too, but I'm a little busy right now to do that. But But yeah, so needless to say, this area is a great area of confluence here. So in my opinion, at this point, right, we're definitely, well, I can't say definitely, but most likely we are coming to test either this 45.60 or this lower trend line here of 45.25. I was worried that we were going to have to do this personally, and that's what I was talking about originally when we were talking about this area being an area of strong rejection, right? We dumped down here, we bounced here, dumped down here, couldn't hold support, now we're dumping again, right? So needless to say, I was wondering if this was going to have to be the case. So, you know, this could be a very bullish thing though, because it's going to give us enough momentum potentially to get a nice bounce. If we were to come down here and bounce here strongly, this will be the last chance for us to break right here. If we do have a breakdown, of course, this is going to be a very, very bad thing, because we're going to have to most likely back test this $30 range here. So we don't want to be breaking this area. Now, in my opinion, with this big dump here, we do have room potentially to come down here, but as of right now, we do not. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, as far as the RSI, we do not have this room, but it can always make the room, right? If we just continuously get rejected. But, you know, I don't really feel that we are going to come and break this area. I think if we do reach this 45.50 area, which we don't have to, you know, we can get a close today above this 48.88, and we can remain up here. And that would be perfectly, it would be, you know, to me, it would be perfectly fine. Because if you look on the left here, we got rejected from this area. And we back tested this area once, got a big bounce, back tested it again, rejected. So right here, back tested it once, had a big bounce, never really touched it again, right? Bounced off of this 51.22, but then we came down. Now we're trying to potentially bounce off of this here. So if we could get a bounce here off of this level that we're at right now, that would be beautiful. But unfortunately, as of right now, I don't see any signs of a bounce yet. And we just, as of right now, which is causing this next dump, just got this 4-hourly MACD cross, which is a sell signal and could push us down further here. We were going to get this daily MACD cross, but we just got rejected there, causing more sell-off here, right? So it's not good. So now we do have this 50 EMA here in the daily, I just noticed, at 47.05 roughly, and we just wicked down to this 47.63 area and got bought up pretty decently. You know, I don't know exactly where the price is right now. I mean, it's showing me 48.18, so that's probably it, or 49.86, but I don't really trust that one. So for me, I would like to see us get a close today above $49. That would be great if we could do that. I don't really want to see us break this daily 50 EMA unless we were just going to wick below it. But you can see even on these prior dumps here, we've wicked below it. And then we bought back up, and we never closed below it. So you don't really want to close below this $47 range, personally, I don't think, because I could see that being a pretty bad thing. Now, what I never noticed prior was that we never actually got above this 20 daily EMA here. So as of right now, it's up at 55.11. We just wicked through, and we just never closed above it, which, I mean, that should have been a noticeable bearish thing there for me. I honestly missed that completely. But, you know, that doesn't mean that I feel that this is going to break down. I just have a feeling that we could hit this $47 range, 46.92, and we could come as low as, if it wants to, 45, 46. But looking at the 2 hour here, we're getting a little bit of rounding action here, which, you know, even though we seem like we're dumping a little lower, we're trying to get a bounce here, I feel. We're just starting to get down to this dotted line here on the RSI on the 1 hour, but I don't see us getting any type of bounces here yet. So we want to hit a level that people are all agreeing that they want to buy it, you know. It seems like as of right now, we're not getting much of that just yet. We're getting pretty overbought down this 45-minute, but I'm looking for some signs of a bounce here. This is my first time really analyzing this, and I don't want to overanalyze it either. I mean, I don't want to polish shit, and I don't want to, you know, try to call a bottom here. But if it was, you know, if I was to call a bottom, I would have said 48.65, and then I would say 45.51, and then my third area, like I said, was that 50 EMA there, that 47.50 roughly. And if we look at the weekly, where's the weekly 20 EMA at? It's way down here. So that's way down there at that $34 level there. So we're going to have to see what Bitcoin wants to do here. Obviously, you know, it's hard to get like completely bearish, even though we haven't gotten above this 20 EMA. And, you know, pretty much this whole time that we were running here, we stayed above this 20 EMA. But even when we did dip it, we shot back up here again. If we look at the Ichimoku cloud, that might give us a little bit more help. So looking at the Ichimoku cloud here, 48.55 is this purple Ichimoku cloud support line there. I don't see, oh, there we go. There's the resistance cloud. So we have this red resistance box, well, will be support, right? Pretty strong support at 44.57, 44.63, somewhere like that. On the daily, you know, we are below the cloud and everything. On the 4 hour here, we only have 200 EMA support at 47.15. I mean, it's turning into a bigger dump than it needs to be, personally, unless I have my pattern here wrong. Right, because I guess we could do this. Let me just try to see if I can do something here. Sorry for the long video, but let me see if I can analyze if we have a bigger breakdown than I'm seeing here, because it seems like we do, unless we're just getting panic selling here. So I guess another way we could draw this. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could draw it like that, or you could draw it like, I don't really want to draw it like that. I think I'd draw it like that. Let's see what this would bring us down to. This might tell us a little bit better of a story on what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to a potential target, 46.50 maybe. So I mean, it could get its support right here at this $47 even, and that might be an area of confluence there that somebody wants to purchase. But I don't think it's a head and shoulders pattern. But like I said, I mean, if we drop below this 44.50 and we start getting resistance under here, obviously we have to get the hell out of our positions, most likely, you know. I mean, that's how I feel anyway. I mean, I'm short term, trying to do some short term swings. So personally, I'm looking for another position here myself. So, you know, I made so many good swing plays in here, but I didn't see this dump in here. But I did, you know, I didn't end up entering anything else here. So this is a very long video. So yeah, we just have to be careful here. I'm kind of watching to see if we're going to get a nice bounce off here. I might put a buy order down here at this 45.50 area, and I might put a buy order at this 46.51 and see if I can get filled there. And otherwise, if I don't, I'm going to see how it reacts. If we find a spot that we really get a big bounce on, then I'll probably target that area again, maybe. But I'm not too sure. Not too sure otherwise. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of my update here. I'm still bullish on this thing. I'm just, getting one daily red candle, after having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 daily green candles. We can't really complain with one small correction here, even if it's a decent size. But 4 hours, obviously just all day we're getting this correction. So what we want to see here before I end this video, we want to see at least a close above this 48. What is it? 48.78. I'd like to see us hold this as support. That's really what I'm looking for right now. I don't care how low we drop. It's just a matter of, do we buy back up and hold this for the daily close at least, Then we'll have to see tomorrow if we continue this bearish trajectory, or if we end up getting enough buyers in here down in this overextended area. But you can see on the hourly right now, we're showing that this hourly is getting rejected by this support here. So if we can flip this into a green candle, which I don't see us doing really, because we have all these moving averages still crossing, that we could be heading down here to this 45.37 or this 46.50. So that's kind of where I'm at. So hopefully this is helpful. Still bullish. Just want to see us get a bounce 45.50 or so, 46.50, and get a big bounce here. And that's going to really show us like, hey, this motherfucker wants to be up here and it wants to break this pattern. So otherwise, it's going to end up like Bitcoin, which whatever Bitcoin's doing here, Bitcoin's probably dumping too. It is. Look, Bitcoin's dumping as well. So, it looks just like Bitcoin here. So, I mean, the only problem is Bitcoin's in a bearish pattern, and according to me, I don't know, is this a rising channel? Kind of looks like a rising wedge, I mean. So I don't know, maybe it's something bigger, but to me it kind of looks like some kind of wedge, right? Could be bullish, could be bearish here. We don't really know. Looks slightly rising. So I mean, if Bitcoin breaks this 53K level, then Riot's going to be going down to this $30 level here most likely, as Bitcoin will be going to this $41,000 level. If we get a nice big bounce here on Bitcoin, then Riot's going to get a nice big bounce. Notice Riot and Bitcoin both in the same location in their patterns here, right? So are we going to get a big bounce on Riot and a big bounce on Bitcoin and send us up here? Or are we going to get a big dump on Bitcoin and a big dump on Riot? That's kind of where we're at. They're both in their overextended areas, or not overextended, but overbought area here. But are we hopefully with Bitcoin here, this is what I'm watching. This potentially is a left shoulder, this potentially a head, and this could be creating this right shoulder here that could blast us up here, and that's going to be really good for Riot. So anyway, guys, this is a long ass video. Hopefully it's not too boring. Peace.